This new year, I've been thinking about the difference between the habits I fall into, the rituals I choose on purpose, and the few that, over time, become traditions. Some arrive quietly, some are formed out of longing or hope, and some stay with me because they hold me steady when life is moving faster than I am. This reflection is for the me who looks back across Christmases past, at the small choices I made, the patterns I kept, and the traditions I built almost without realizing it. I think back to my early 20s, when I first started living with my boyfriend. When that first holiday season came around, I found myself searching for something that could become ours. My friends and family were loudly convinced our relationship wouldn't last. And in my stubborn heart, I decided the best way to prove them wrong was to choose something that would stand the test of time right alongside us. The next Christmas, I found a hardbound copy of Dr. Seuss's The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. It felt simple, almost ordinary, a children's story wrapped in whimsy, but it struck me as exactly the kind of moment I wanted to return to year after year. A ritual I could claim as my own way of honoring the holiday. Now, more than 30 years later, I see that I chose well. It's become so ingrained in our lives that my once boyfriend, now my longtime partner, is the one who reminds me every year that it's time to read it. What started as a small act of quiet defiance has become one of the most enduring threads in the fabric of our life together. This is the kind of moment I've chosen to return to, not because it is impressive or dramatic, but because it gives my life structure and reminds me who I am. Ritual isn't really about payoff in the moment. It isn't about productivity or results. It's about doing something over and over, in the same season, in the same way, because it reconnects me with the person I've been and gently nudges me toward the person I want to become. I used to think traditions were sentimental, sweet, but optional. Later, I believed I should only honor the ones I created myself. But now I see them differently. They are small anchors in a life that moves too quickly. They are the quiet spaces where meaning has time to catch up with me. When I look back across the years, I see not only the rituals I nurtured, but also the ones I neglected, and how both shaped me. Reading a story on Christmas morning is a tradition now, yes, but all the other repeated actions, the morning coffee in the same mug, the walks I take when my thoughts feel tangled, the conversations I return to when I need grounding, these are rituals too. We tend to notice only the big ones, the ones that happen on holidays, the ones with names and dates and photographs. But so much of who we become is formed in the ordinary repetition of our days. Habits don't guarantee success, but they do create alignment. And alignment gives me a structure to build a life around. That steadiness is what allows some habits to slowly transform into rituals. And every now and then, those rituals grow into traditions, the kind we look back on with tenderness and say, yes, that one mattered. So, dear younger me, this is one you did right. This small ritual you chose in your 20s became a tradition that has carried you farther than you ever imagined. It didn't change your life in some sweeping, cinematic way. Instead, it shaped your life softly, year after year, by reminding you of love, continuity, stubborn hope, and the quiet power of choosing something and returning to it. And now, all these years later, I keep this tradition not because I need it to prove anything, not to anyone else, not even to myself, but because it has become part of the way I live. It reminds me that meaning is rarely found in grand gestures. More often, it grows quietly in the rhythms we choose to honor. P.S. I'd love to hear about a ritual you've carried forward into a tradition in your own life. One that doesn't look extraordinary from the outside, but has become deeply meaningful to you over time.